Hello everyone, hello Catilla, welcome back to stream. It's already been a couple days again. I'm sorry, I was too busy working on that cursed cross stitch, but I am finally done. I was working on the big section with all one color, all black. And that went across 2.5 panels of the 4 that make up my piece, so it's quite large. And yeah, I really wanted to finish that big chunk before doing anything else. Yeah, and I'll probably work my way across the top with at least a couple different colors, a couple different colored sections, and then do the black on the right side. Because that's big chunks, and whether or not that's a good tactic for a cross stitch is another question. But for some reason, I really love staying in one color for a long time and just making a big chunk of it. Now I was thinking, oh, maybe I should do like a 10 by 10 grid every day, you know, section it into smaller pieces so that you don't get overwhelmed. That was an idea I had because this piece is so massive. And then another one was to just really do one panel, like panel by panel, to just finish one panel with all the colors, all the stitches, no matter what it is. But I ended up reverting back to my make all of one, like as much of one color as I can. Again, whether or not that's a good choice is another question, but yeah. But hey, maybe I'll change strategies later on. For now, it's working well. Like, it really feels good to, you know, it allows me to not having to think too much. Like if I know I stay in one color, I just, you know, look at my pattern and was like, okay, I'm focusing on this symbol and this alone, and everything that's that I'm gonna do, and everything that's not, I'm gonna leave it blank. And you know, it limits the amount. Like I don't have to constantly switch colors and threads. I don't have to. There's a lot of things I don't have to do when I just stay in one color for a long time. So that's probably why this feels very soothing to me to work like that. But yeah, so black is done for now, and then I can switch on to another color and do a couple chunks, like chunks in other colors. And yeah, I'm excited to see how long it takes, or like at what stage someone finds out what the motive is. I'm actually really excited. It's a really cool piece. I hope it turns out cool when this whole thing is finished. I'm very excited to see what this piece is going to look like when it's all done and completed. And yeah, I'm excited to see what you guys are gonna say about it. But that's not the topic today. Today, we finally will complete Harmony, the Fall of Reverie. That was so unfortunate last time. I was really thinking that we only had 4 acts. And then the game springs a 5th one at me. Damn it! And I didn't have the energy at the time to play another act completely, so this might be a really short one. If this really turns out super short, maybe I'll switch to something else. Otherwise, yeah, I also have some additional plans for today. But first, let's finish this. Let's see what kind of ending we get. What choices we have available. As you know, I have been trying, because I know it's a possibility, I have been trying to go for like harmony ending, where all the aspirations are kind of equal, an equal level. And we can share the power between equally at the end. We'll see if I've done enough, or if, like, because it's not 100% equal, but like all the crystals for all the aspirations are in the mid-20s to mid-30s. So I hope that's enough to have them kind of in the same range at least. And yeah, across the story, changing like different endings with different focuses, like not always, for example, not always going for the power focused ending, but switching it between all the different aspirations. Yeah, well, we'll see. See what the end is about, and we'll see what end we end up getting. Right, MK has gone too far. It's time to take a stand and try to save what's left to save. Alma is cornered, the people are lost. Reverie needs a heart for a new dawn to rise. Yeah, and something that happened last time at the wake for Laszlo, we started a riot. So we'll see how that plays out today. Okay, we have, I believe it was 3 chapters again, yeah. 3 chapters, but no final like big decision to work towards. Which has me believing that this will now be the absolute final act. Alright. Let's see. A brand new day. I live in the aftermath of what the aspirations have done to Brittle. I open my eyes and roll out of the sweltering cocoon of bedsheets.
Wow. It's already so hot.
Something's off with the climate. It's as if the heat never left the air, or our walls, our sidewalks, our bodies. Not even in the dead of night. I stretch and rub my face. And start in on my morning routine.
Oh, come on. You can do it.
You can do it, Polly. I believe in you. This kind of mundane ritual comes as a kind of relief, but it won't last. It's been a couple of days since the aspirations told me they'd bring a change to the world. It's almost time for me to fulfill my role. In the meantime, I have things to take care of before the Naiads comes to life. The place is now home to dozens of prescients. After leaving MK's clutches, a lot of them had nowhere else to go. Nora welcomed them with open arms, and Ursula played along. It's nice, seeing the Naiads so busy again. I just wish it was under better circumstances.
All right. Let's do this.
As I leave my room, I hear them, chanting, screaming, a buzz like angry bees surrounding an interloper. Interesting to see the changes. Tense, is that graffiti here? Is that new? A purple one? The washing line. And whatever happened to the street there, to the road? Not seeing any changes in the background though. The protesters. Even since Ursula drew up the lawsuit, there's been a pro-MK presence outside the Naiads. Today, there are more of them than usual. There are signs, megaphones, and the occasional camera drone. Not the best start to a morning I've ever had. Okay, wait. Every day is a struggle. Conditions deny it, stayed out of the fight. Ah, okay, so I guess this is depending on what we chose in the last... Like at the end of the 4th act, basically, as our outcome. This was Alma United. Your conditions almost stood strong and united against MK. That was probably the denied one. I don't remember what it was called, but there was that. Okay, so these are blocked. I have to go this path. More harassment every day. Alma rose up relentlessly for a couple of days anyway. Revolution had spread and divided Athena. Outside, people are starting their day, chatting and drinking coffee, helping each other with daily tasks. Ursula is gardening with a couple of children. Some Presians had families, but nowhere to live. Their funds depleted. She's been cordial to them, even welcoming.
Good morning.
Morning!
Good morning.
I ignore a voice shouting outside from the gate. A voice calling us all liars. Screaming that we should hang for it. They're here early today.
Don't let them into your head. You've so much to do.
I nod in silence. This still looks the same. Arguably. Inside, a handful of people are preparing their breakfast. Umar is making hot chocolate for Yana, who came early to help, and tea for Jade, who's impressed with how we've opened up our home to others. Despite the heat, Nora is slurping from her own steaming mug of hot chocolate.
Hey, you look rested.
I'm not sure if that's a joke or sarcasm or genuine. I smile. A generic reply, but it will do. I decided to chat for a moment instead of taking care of the chores I had planned. That works, not going anywhere. They're talking about the situation, of course. What else? I'd be lying if I said I don't think about it constantly.
Laszlo's name came up again this morning. Now MK's saying he was a terrorist.
That escalated quickly.
Bastards.
Yep.
They've been flooding every social network with articles and messages. It's hard to keep up.
Oh, because they are the ultimate power. Lies upon lies upon lies. I used to be tired of them, but now they fuel me. Everyone is asking me how much longer MK will keep this up. My powers don't give me the answer we want. Hmm? Okay, speaking my mind reveals 3 notes. Let me quickly check which... These 3. Okay. We can play that if we have a power crystal later. Let me quickly zoom out. Holy shit, this is complex. I like having these options up there. Doesn't mean we'll actually get them. But hey, you never know. How we're looking on the heart screen? How we're looking on bliss crystals? 25, Glimmer 24. Chaos is on the upper end with bond. 29 truth, 27 powers. Power. Okay, you know what? Let me speak my mind. I made my choice. What MK is doing is exhausting. They claim everything we say is fake news. It's putting us in a bad
They
spot.
keep lying and lying. No shame. No accountability.
Which is why we need to think before we speak. Any response will be seen as retaliation. It'll make us vulnerable.
The conspiracies are already thriving. Still, us staying silent is a message in itself.
I don't even feel safe going out anymore.
Yeah, I was almost attacked at the gate. Women tried to smack me with a sign. People are riled up.
I feel responsible. All of this is my fault. I have to find a way to protect them and everyone else living here. We could strike. I don't want to strike back. Okay, now that I see what these options are, I think I'd rather keep a low profile. I see Omar's point. The more we fight back, the more our enemies will press
MK's
us.
a behemoth. If things are bad now, who knows how much worse it'll be if we say anything.
I get it. But that's exactly what they want you to think. They want you to feel powerless. To internalize that feeling so deeply it never leaves.
She's speaking from experience. We all take a moment to digest the idea of
How
it.
much worse can it really get? How far do you think they'd bother to go for us?
Pretty far. To be honest, since they laid me off, I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
What should we do? We spent so long discussing what MK is doing to us. Half the day is already gone. I spent the rest of it taking care of things around the Nayans. Cleaning sheets, preparing food. Everyone pitches in. Yana catches me outside as I'm spreading the laundry out in the sun.
This heat, that'll all be dry before you're back inside.
I smile. Best I can do right now.
Thanks for helping out.
Of course. We all have a part to play in this ordeal.
We do.
We're running out of small talk. Neither of us want to return to the situation at hand.
Well, I'll see you around.
You grab the empty basket and walk back inside. Now that I have a moment to think, I have to make a decision. Should we really try to fight the Leviathan like we have been? Or should we hide and strike back another time? I find a quiet spot inside and gather everyone together. And you still have the lawsuit, right? My priority is safety. I hope everybody else can understand that.
Look, we're doing okay, right? All things considered. The crowd out there is annoying, but they haven't tried kicking the door down or anything. Safety first. If we speak out, that's just inviting trouble. The bad kind.
expressions of disappointment and anger cloud over my friends' faces, but also relief.
So we play the waiting game.
Basically. Until it's the right time to move. But right now...
No. I think you're right. If we rush a response, the whole island might turn against us. We have to be careful. It's not just us in here anymore.
Nods, smiles, watery eyes. Looks like we all agree. This isn't ideal,
That'll
but...
do, for now.
Alright, here we have at the end of the day. Oh! I have something inevitable here. Something that I can play because I kissed Yana on the beach. Yay! I am so exhausted. It feels like an eternity since I came back to Athena looking for Ursula. Things have only become more complex and uncertain since then. I just want to shower and sleep. But there's one last thing I should probably do. Meet with the aspirations. No doubt that they expect to hear from me directly at this point. If I try to sleep, strange dreams will wake me before I can manage any rest. Dreams of mangrove fruits, of chiptunes, of rippling water, and colorful flames. No time like the present. I cradled my medallion between my hands. Okay, frank discussion. It's inevitable, we have to play it. Before I can dissociate and cross over into Reverie, though, Yana knocks on my door. They enter and take a look around, silent.
You look tired.
I am.
Brilliant deduction.
We share a smile, but there's a tension underlying Yana's
I'm
demeanor.
sorry to bother you, but I wanted to talk. And since we don't know what's coming, I'd like to do it now.
Yana is blunt about other people's feelings, but usually they keep what truly matters to them locked deep inside. Is that why they seem so tense?
After what happened, and I know now isn't the best time, and I hate that it sounds so cliche, but, I like you, Polly. We can leave that kiss on the beach if you want to, but if not, I'd love to kiss you again, now.
Yay!
The rest can wait until morning. Up to you.
If anything happens, will you be here in the morning?
This time, with you, I might be.
I think of everything that's happened between the two of us. Reconnecting, despite the pressure of MK and Reverie. Yana sticking the neck out for me and my family. And long before that, when we were teenagers. When we were just kids. How amazing I thought they were even then. The classes we shared, the group projects we worked on. I used to help them with science homework, and they'd help me with math. So much has changed over the years, but we still recognize each other. It's the world around us that's become unrecognizable, even hostile. Absolutely, we bridge the distance. My head is buzzing, and I stand all the same. But I stand all the same. I haven't gotten a proper confession like this in years, but I'm an adult. I have to say something, so I start with a smile. And when I take their hands, a faint spark of hope aligns in their eyes. We kiss, and I feel them smile against my lips. Okay, here's something very secret about me. I am a hopeless romantic. I'm very sappy, which makes me so happy that I'm playing this right now. Perhaps later I'll say that would have liked for us to talk for a while, or stargaze on the beach where we kissed, or that it was romantic or chaste at first. But in the moment, in reality, it's messy and awkward and good. It feels right. Shedding clothing between kisses, we move to the bed. I touch them when they remind me I can, and the rest is impulse and desire and intuition. There are moments where we laugh, when I get goosebumps and shiver at their cold fingers, or when our teeth click together. Okay. I take out the lubricant from my nightstand and then forget about it. I think I forget a million things in this fever, and it's okay. Yana opens their mouth to say something in the stillness of the night. I turn to them, waiting, and then... much later. Yay! It's the one thing I haven't done, okay? What's that gonna be? Fresh air flows into the room through the open window. Yana sleeps beside me, naked atop the sheets, letting out the occasional quiet snore. They don't seem to mind the draft at all. I slept for roughly an hour, according to the clock. Now I'm just staring at the ceiling. Tonight, spending time with Yana, the sex. That was unexpected, but it helped. I feel lighter now. Everything that's happened since I returned has been so exhausting. There's a knot in my stomach, the thought of having to go back to Reverie. I sit in the bed and grab the necklace I put in the nightstand while we were kissing. It's cold on my palms. Yana
Going
stares.
somewhere?
I'm afraid
I
so.
wish I could stay, but I have to visit Reverie.
Stay then. They'll be there tomorrow.
I really do have to go.
All right. As long as you come back.
I will. Eyes closed, they raise a hand, brush my chest, and woozily pat my back before going back to sleep. For a moment, I wonder if I'll appear naked in Reverie before I remember my clothes there were always different and new. At least I have that going for me. I inhale, and reality shifts around me. Alright. Okay, why is this one called a forbidden feeling? The time is near. Reverie is holding its breath against what's to come. I think of what's happened already. I think of how uncertain the future is for both of our realms.
How are you feeling?
To be honest, horrible. Drained.
Lassel's dead. Yana's being targeted by MK. Jade's been taking risks. Ursula's determined to go to war. Nora's in danger. Umar's struggling. Tina's eyes are on us, and I can't help but wonder how much of this is my fault. Probably a lot of it, if we're being honest. I'm starting to wonder if I should just stop. But that's wishful thinking. I felt these doubts before. The only way to the future is forward. But I'm hurting. We're all hurting, and I need the aspirations to care. If I can't tell them how I feel, how can I make the choices I need to make? Okay, stop talking gives us an ending. But I do want to talk. Don't see what all this is going to be. Oh, I do need to do both. Play 2 previous notes to unlock. Alright, great. I need to open up to the aspirations about what's going on in Brittle. It's affecting me more than I can cope with.
We're mourning, Laszlo. MK is targeting us, and they're hurting almost everyone on the island. They've tortured the Prescients. All over Atina, people are in pain, and they're hurting each other. Brittle is doing badly, and Reverie hasn't helped as much as I hoped.
Such a situation requires more than hope.
Well, at least I tried. This is our oracle. We must not dismiss her concerns.
Thank you, Bond. The aspirations manipulated me, tried to pressure me. They keep talking and talking inside my skull, pulling me to their reality whenever they see fit. They hurt each other. They lie. They're trapped in an endless contest. As these thoughts race through my mind, I make no effort to keep them private. Let them see. Let them understand, I hope.
All of you, you're not good for each other, or your own world. The terrible vision I saw told me that much. Are our realms really meant to be symbiotic?
Hold up, what are you saying?
Oh, this is why they say to never meet your heroes, darling. It's natural to be disillusioned.
You're correct that Reverie is imperfect and fallible. Indeed, brittle in its way. Your skepticism is not unwarranted, but neither is it productive at this stage.
They all look at me somberly. It's like a cold
You have
shower.
expressed doubts in the past, but we see now that we failed to cast them away.
Aspirations are not gods, nor are we omniscient. We have our limitations as humans do.
There's gotta be something we can still do, right? To make it even?
If Reverie is forsaken, Brittle will never endure.
Inspiration oozes through every word and every pause and silence. They're trying to make me stay.
This isn't the end, darling.
So many voices, so many ideas, all collected without harmony. They talk like they're afraid that if they let up for a moment, I'll
It's
leave.
up to her.
Thanks, Dad. The moment has to come. If I decide to leave, I'll forsake the role of Oracle. I'll break the link between Reverie and Brittle. If I stay, I'll be placing my fate and that of my family in the hands of the aspirations. This choice will change the future permanently. There's no going back. Ooh. Ooh. I mean, I'll definitely stay, but it's fascinating that we have that choice. I did not see that coming. But yeah, I'll absolutely stay. They've eased my worries, at least for now. I mean, they haven't truly, but that's how I want to
All
play
right.
this.
I've decided. I'll stay.
I can't say I know exactly what you're going through, but you have my sympathy, darling. I was MK's prisoner and I was freed. I see you yearn for your freedom as well. You may yet find it here.
At least, I'm not alone.
I have a family, a community, in Atina and in Reverie. Okay. Already very interesting. I'm extremely surprised we had the choice to really leave. Has me wondering if that really would have severed the connection between Brittle and Reverie for good. I mean, that's what we were told, but like, if that was true or not. Because I can imagine that turning out well. Happily ever after. Omar has found a powerful story to tell. Alright. Archive chapter 2. What are you all about? Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, one ending. Oh no. Two. Okay, so this chapter is either very short or extremely long. Okay. Let's see. Hey Rosie. Thanks for the lurk. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I'm good. I had sex with Yana. Well, like more Polly did. Explain. There's so much noise in my head these days. Oh, you found the caps lock was on. Thanks, I'm happy for Polly as well. Okay, there's so much more noise in my head these days. It's fine. It just seemed very enthusiastic. Ursula's MK lawsuit, the aspirations, urging me to choose a heart, the potential futures laid out before me like a board game. Everyone else is nervous too. Stepping outside the Naiads, a group of Prescients have suggested we take a walk and head to the beach. It may be a good idea. Take everyone's thoughts of all that's happened, but my mind is elsewhere. As everyone's getting ready to go, Omar approaches me.
I think now is a good time to try boosting morale. Right before battles, great leaders often tell stories or make influential speeches.
So you want me to make an influential speech now?
I'm not a leader, and definitely not a great one.
May I remind you that you're the only one in touch with Reverie? Your scope of action is much larger than everyone else's. I don't doubt that it's uncomfortable, but people look to you for a reason.
I don't know how to answer that. I nod along as he produces a scrap of paper from his jacket and shows me a fragment of text. It's a brief excerpt from an old Oxian legend. Just 4 lines.
It's about the darkest days of Athena. A time when the Oxion civilization was on the brink of collapse. I think we should try sharing it with people.
Okay. Someone is calling us from outside. It's time to go. Okay, so one of these. Ah. So if I had made the choice to step away from my reverie, we would have had a very short ending here. Okay. What about this one? Ah, okay, so these is when you step away from that. Okay, then the chapter is very short. We have the long one. Okay, once upon a time. By the time we step outside, The crowd has begun to drift towards the beach. It's gratifying, seeing everyone together after all that's happened. The wind picks up a little, carrying the chatting and laughter far and wide. The poem Omar gave me is abstract. From what I can make out, it speaks of dark days for Athena, but also for Reverie.
There was a war? In Reverie?
Oh!
Apparently. It doesn't go into details, but it seems the fall of the Oxyon culture set something off across the divide. The aspirations turned on each other. It was quite brutal, it seems.
I mean, we did hear early in the story that there were about half or less than half of the amount of aspirations as there used to be. I'm not sure if we were given an explanation for that already. If not, then maybe the war?
They never told me.
Not directly, but I think we've been getting hints about, aspirations not really getting along in the past. So I'm not super surprised.
I guess they didn't want to heap any more pressure on you.
Me?
You. The Oracle. They couldn't find a way to end the conflict, so they created the first Oracle. In turn, the Oracle chose a new heart, and the war ended.
Ah. Interesting. He smiles. There's an almost wistful gleam in his eyes. Something like nostalgia.
Of course, until this week, I thought it was all a metaphor. A parable on trust or something.
There's a jiggle at the back of my mind, and Chaos appears, striding alongside us.
And here I was, thinking all copies of that little ditty were destroyed. I'll have to tell Power. It'll send him looping.
Omar sighs, gently plucks a paper from my hand and reads.
It ends with the aspirations vowing to help Athena in return for the Oracle's aid. Sounds familiar.
I see what you're doing.
Me?
Me? You're not doing anything.
You. Maybe it would do everyone some good to hear that what we're going through has happened before. And that everything turned out okay.
That's why stories exist, right? Community. A way to share experiences and to shape the collective imagination.
It also, I guess it helps when you live in times that are very uncertain, to hear stories like that. Like, it helps assure you that it's not the end of the world. And that, just like inspires hope that maybe you can make it okay.
To inspire.
We've reached the beach. There's a good amount of people here. It's easy to forget how many there are at the Naiads, with all its rooms and hidey holes. Spread out before us? Yeah, that's a lot of people.
You coming?
Yeah. Just give me a minute.
I take his hand and pull the Oxyon poem loose.
I think I'm going to go straight to the source on this one.
He huffs in playful jealousy before removing his loafers and setting out across the sand.
Come on. I know you're there.
Oh, no fair. You cheated. All those powers of...
Oracle? Comes with a title. You were listening?
Oh, sorry, I clicked a little too early on Blitz.
Only a bit. Well, a lot.
You're a shit liar, Bliss.
Want to tell me about it?
I don't know. The others might get all moody. They don't like talking about it. It's all ancient history this and water under the bridge that.
clearly not if we're still having conflict between aspirations. And if, like, chaos almost kills truth to dethrone glory, and then power beats chaos's ass, I would say there's still a lot of conflict. And look at that across the beach. There are a few fires going now, but there's a sense of restlessness, a fidgety tension. The laughter from earlier has ceased.
Then again, perhaps a story might not be the worst idea.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Time to be inspirational. Okay, that is in. Oh, I have to play 2. And this one is inevitable. There was nothing. Nothing, really? Let Bond tell the story. Let power speak. Okay. I decided to just roll with it. Play it by ear. With help, of course. Omar gathers the crowd together. With waving arms and a fair amount of theatrics, he tells them that I'm going to speak. That I'm going to tell a story. They actually seem excited.
The stage is yours.
He steps aside flamboyantly, and I move to the head of the group. There really are a lot of people here.
Hi, everyone. So this is an old Oxyon story that, well, I think it might be just what we all need right now.
Oh, let me tell it. Do go on. I'm ever so good.
Fine, I think. Well, we need something inspirational. Something pragmatic.
Pragmatic is my middle name.
Who are you bullshitting, Chaos?
Not really, of course. It's Suzanne.
You fuck. I knew we have to caps lock again. Yeah, hey, Susie.
At first, there was nothing.
As starts go, that's pretty absolute.
At first, there was nothing.
Very nice, good diction. There was nothing for a very long time indeed. And then there was me. Chaos was born!
I repeat the line. Anything on the
The
hoof.
first aspiration born from humanity. You see, we're not creators, we're not gods. We're concepts.
But honestly, it would make sense that chaos would be the first aspiration.
Your concepts, made real by the collective subconscious.
My audience looks a little confused about where this is going, but it's too late to back out now.
As the first Homo sapiens looked out into the world, all they saw was chaos, unrest, freedom.
I love him too, Rosie. He's just too good.
Unlimited possibility. From that possibility came me.
Also, the voice acting is spectacular. There's a hint of pride there. That they were the first.
I help them make sense of the world, embrace the limitless, appreciate the boundless potential.
Then I came along.
Yay! I stumble over my words, restart the sentence, and rephrase Bliss's addition to the tale.
I taught humanity how amazing community could be. How sticking together made everything a little bit nicer, you know?
Really? That sounds like an awful lot like bonding. Not bullying? I guess a lot of the aspirations are interconnected in a sense, I'd say. Or I guess.
Every time you lot take a new turn, one of us lot is born.
Chaos and bliss, the first aspirations. It's hard to imagine a time when all humanity had was freedom and happiness. That is a crazy thing to imagine. Also, I love that, for some reason I find it fascinating that these two were the first. Like, that chaos would be the first ever aspiration, that makes a lot of sense to me. That bliss would be the second is more of a surprise, to be honest. But I guess if not bliss, then from the aspirations we know, it probably would have been bond. Like, you know, the bond of community staying together, surviving in groups. I mean, if you try to imagine what it must have been like for the first humans, the first Homo sapiens to live out there. I don't know, were they happy? I mean, they probably were, like, as long as they had to eat and had a somewhat safe place to be. Like, the thing is, you really don't need much to be happy, if we're being completely honest. Like, all the stuff we have today is just because our understanding of happiness and a fulfilled life has changed. But a lot of people are actively, or like, there are some people who are actively choosing less and more simple lifestyles. And a lot of people are still living simple lives. So really, as long as you have food, shelter, and community, what more do you need? Like, really, like, if we're being completely honest with ourselves.
And for a long time, it was just the two of us, wasn't it, you little gremlin?
Also, something that I completely, like, drifted off. I also find it funny because Bliss and Chaos are so different in their character design, since Bliss looks so young, like, in their appearance. Of course, aspirations are timeless beings. They are millennia old, never, like, they don't age. So it's just a young appearance, not really a young person. But it's also ironic that Bliss, who looks the youngest, is one of the oldest. What did you call me, little gremlin? Sorry. You're getting bunked for that.
That's right. I was the warm fire after a hunt, or a newborn's first squeal.
See? True. Bliss. Warm fire after a hunt. Newborn's first squeal.
I was the growl in the night. The open plain, ready to be explored.
The crowd are back on board. Some are even leading to hear me better.
And after that, well...
Well, indeed. Things may have gotten a little out of hand.
I opened my eyes. I hadn't even realized I had them closed. Everyone's silent. Everyone's looking at me. Chaos and Bliss are there. But so are all the rest. Whose version of the story do I want to tell? Okay, honestly, let me go to the hard screen, because I kind of lean towards Bond, but I think, like, crystal-wise, I should probably choose... Unlock a secret? Okay. Okay, interesting. I'm not getting to the hard screen. Okay, interesting. I can't get to the hard screen anymore right now. Alright, but I remember I had a bunch of bond crystals. Bond and chaos were in the mid-30s. So if I'm trying to balance out the crystals more, like I prefer this. But if my goal remains to balance out the crystals as much as I can, I should go for the power and truth one. What do we have here? Alright, let power speak. I think of power first. His version of the story is likely to be the most straightforward and close to the facts.
Indeed. It was I who started the War of the Aspirations.
A little surprised there. Not entirely surprised by his brutal honesty.
Chaos believed that Reverie could exist without a heart, that communal rule was the way forward.
That's what I'm trying to do. Damn it, so I am on Chaos' side after all.
I disagreed, of course.
Yes, because you want all the power to yourself.
Rather vehemently, as I recall. But I did side with power. We needed order, not anarchy.
Boring.
Our responsibilities to Brittle are too great to gamble on one aspiration's wild flight of fancy.
They disagreed with my disagreeing and sent their agents to co-opt my egregor supply. In turn, I sent my armies into their maze to rout them out of hiding.
Armies? You've mentioned those before.
The Egregor are able to construct familiars, to split ourselves into 1,000 soldiers, if needs must.
It took a great deal of effort, and Chaos's traps took even more.
Something about this seems familiar.
When I reconnected with Reverie, I thought I saw, images very much like that.
Yes. Such actions echo across the ages, becoming forever etched into each of our histories. When we lost connection with Brittle, with our Oracle, we feared such events might repeat themselves. Brittle and Reverie, two sides of the same coin. Reflections seen through a cracked mirror. If we cannot find our balance, neither will Brittle, and vice versa, of course.
When we began to fight, so did your kind. Wars, disease, despotic leaders. Athena was engulfed in a flame of our making.
Or we engulfed by theirs. The truth is a multifaceted thing.
But now, MK, the state of Reverie, it's all happening again. Last time, what did you do? How did you stop the collapse?
We found an island. The keystone between the two realms.
Athena.
And there we chose a mortal to become our conduit. The first Oracle.
They were tasked with choosing the new heart. They chose the direction humanity would take.
And so here we are again. It all comes down to the Oracle. To me. And then I think I've got everyone's attention. Nora wants me to keep going. Nora, not just me in the
Go on
ribs.
then. You've got them in the palm of your what's-it. Don't lose them. Maybe talk about the first Oracle. What were they like? Why did they choose who they chose?
Chaos interjects with a burst of laughter and jerks their thumb towards the other aspirations.
Good luck with that. Can't imagine you getting anything worth repeating out of this bunch. Or at least nothing coherent. Everyone's got an opinion.
It's like our story, isn't it? We did our part. Now it's up to you to bring it home.
But I don't know how the story ends.
Oh, it doesn't end. No stories end. They just peter out.
I mean, I guess Chaos is not wrong there. Like, technically, I mean, there's a question whether you can say that for all stories. Maybe there are a handful of exceptions, but generally, like, the story the characters move on even if the story is not told anymore. Like, if the world of a character that they are living in was real, it would continue on. But yeah, there's just comes a point where the author or whoever decides not that they're gonna tell the story to a certain point and then stop there, and that's the end of the story.
Look, I can tell you this much. For every cycle of humanity, each time there's a big old change in your world, a new aspiration is born.
Ooh. Ooh. Does that mean we will have a new aspiration at the end? That would be cool. Ooh.
We're well overdue for a new one. Like, really, it's been ages.
Oh, I'd love that. Have we really settled? Is this all humanity will ever be? I want to tell the crowd about the oracles, what they mean, what they meant to do. But I'm not sure how to go on. Wing it? Or try to find out what really happened? Okay, since I didn't get the crystals I need for these... Oh, I could play this one. Never mind. Let's go Martyr, fill the blanks. I could play this. Can't play this. Also cannot play this. So I could ask Omar to fill in the blanks, or... I'm tempted to do that. Am I next? Do they trust me to take it from here by myself? Because that unlocks... this one. That would also unlock something further down the line. So let me do that. What are the aspirations trying to tell me here? Well, if they want me to wing it, I'll wing it.
The truth is, I don't know what happened next. I don't know what the Oracle is meant to represent. I guess we have to make up our own story from here on out.
Omar moves to stand beside me. He's here to help, and after checking for permission, he addresses the crowd.
Oxion writings tell of a final oracle. A chosen one, for lack of a better term. Their deities, the aspirations Polly spoke of, all of them were waiting for this final piece of the puzzle.
Ursula steps
They
up.
called this oracle Harmony.
Oh, really? Did they know? Did they know? My heart
They
sinks.
referred to every oracle this way, hoping against hope that this time the title would stick.
Okay. No pressure.
Hoping for the moment an oracle would become one of them. An aspiration.
Okay. That makes me feel like another ending. Like, if there is such a thing as a true ending, like that would align. There isn't. I know there's an achievement for an ending where you choose yourself as the new heart of Reverie. That sounds like it might be alluding to that ending. Now my heart is beating like a steam hammer trying to pound its way out of my chest. A wave of nausea washes over me. What's wrong with me? Okay, I have to choose 2 here. I wonder if I will have to play both notes here. Still can't go to the hard screen. Okay. Okay, I'm thinking. I know I bond this one. One of the aspirations next to Chaos, whom I have the most crystals of. So I'd probably go for the Truth Crystal and the Glory Crystal here. If I kind of want to try and even out the amount of crystals I have even more, as best as possible. But Bond and Glory are the only ones who I have not gathered the crystal of in this chapter, at least. Which, you know, doesn't necessarily mean much, since I will be getting a couple more crystals, it seems, so I guess I get a lot more chances. So maybe let me go put these. Where? Oh, sorry, I have to play this first. Nexus is looking good again. I decided to consult the aspirations, despite their reluctance to dictate the end of the story. I just hope I don't look too odd back in Brittle. I open my eyes and they're all there,
Who were the oracles? How did you choose them? Did you even choose at all? What do you want from me? Really?
The silence that flows is heavy, laced with unspoken thoughts. I see a few of the gathered figures cast anxious glances at one another.
So, nothing's changed, has it? I'll have to figure this out by myself.
I close my eyes again, imagining myself back in Brittle.
Harmony, wait!
My eyes fly open.
Don't call me that!
The truth is, we chose the first oracle out of desperation.
We needed them.
We needed their guidance.
We needed an end to the war. An end we were unable to bring about ourselves.
So, that's all they were? A tool?
Initially, yes.
But then, well, we realized you're all right, you lot. Humanity.
You may not believe this, but it turned out we'd been so obsessed with our own affairs that we'd completely overlooked everything in Brittle.
And so the arrangement became permanent, and the oracles became a guiding hand on the rudder of reverie.
Not leaders, but advisors.
Major domos.
Producers.
Friends!
But what about me? What do you want from me?
That, I'm afraid, is up to you. What kind of oracle you choose to become is not up to us. It is the very nature of the agreement that you continue as your own person.
Right? Right.
I close my eyes and I'm back in Brittle. I'm getting the hang of this now. Hopping between realms. Time pauses easily as I hop back and forth between Brittle and the sanctuaries. My audience is watching.
Well, in that case, I'm going to be...
Ah. I suck down a huge gulp of air.
I will be dedicated to causes greater than myself. Previous oracles were peacemakers, decision makers. I want to look further than that. I want to look at the whole, not the pieces. Guide the aspirations toward the end, not the means.
The crowd nods along. They agree with me. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna choose Bond. I close my eyes for a moment before addressing the crowd again.
As the Oracle, I want to be empathetic. As the Oracle, I want to feel what others feel, and consider how others will react. Every decision must be for the benefit of the many, not the few.
People are smiling, and there are a few claps. The crowd's talking. If the murmurs merge, I manage to make out the overriding opinion. The oracle I'm describing is kind of a priestess.
There were other oracles who took this road. The very first, in fact. They built the sanctuaries, private places, where each aspiration could be separate from the others. Places where we could feel safe, unthreatened. The war did not end immediately, but its intensity lessened as we were given the space for rational thought. It was an idea we could never have conceived of.
But then, how did they end the war?
There was only one possibility. They also had to bring peace to Brittle.
Okay, since I have this available of the previous choices I made, mainly because Yana and I spent the night together, I will play this. Given the choice. The aspiration fades as the crowd before me comes into focus once more.
Right.
They brush my back as they step forward. They've been so silent. I didn't even see them arrive at the beach.
That sounds like a pretty lousy way to end a war.
In the war? Can they see the aspirations now? They move beside me and place a hand on the small of my back. I turn to them and they smile. Reassuring, but also enticing. Omar must see the look of confusion pass over my face.
Polly, you were talking about the first oracle like you were relaying someone else's words.
Look at that! I come to. Yana smiles, rubs my arm tenderly and moves behind me.
Oh, yes. I didn't realize I guess.
Ursula nods at Yana.
They're right, of course. The role of an oracle should be to integrate themselves into reverie, immerse themselves in the ways of the aspirations.
I know if I had access to all human wisdom and knowledge, I'd definitely want to learn from them.
Jade rolls her eyes. Nora nudges her as Yana looks over, a curious expression on their face. Okay, so spend time in reverie or find rest in Athena. Okay, here is the secret we've unlocked earlier. A necklace, you unlock, use the necklace. Secret alley? Okay, when will that be unlocked? Can use the necklace when that's there. Okay. Ironically, I've taken a look for, so this is put faith in the people, this is face the tyrant. I think I'd rather put faith in the people. Ooh, 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 ooh. But that unlocks. Ooh, yeah, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. There are no aspirations here, but I feel the words flowing through me from elsewhere.
The first oracle split their time between the realms. They learned from the aspirations, but also their fellow humans. This was their skill. Duality of perspective. But to end the war in Brittle, they had to rely on Reverie. They listened to the aspirations, individually and together. And in the end, they gave the Oracle a gift. A way to bring peace to Brittle.
It's like the truth has just revealed itself to me. I can see what happened. Feel it, even.
The aspirations revealed a secret to them. That each new cycle of humanity birthed a new aspiration. And that perhaps this was the Oracle's path. To become even more than what they had made them. To become a new aspiration.
Okay, but we've already heard that now. Okay, no offense, I'm a little disappointed that it's just something we've already heard now. The crowd is hooked. I don't even know if it's me who's telling the story now, or if some or all of the aspirations are talking through me. But all these words, all these stories, they want to hear more. As if caught in the same strange trance, Omar addresses the crowd.
This was back when Athena was facing its darkest days. There was an ecological disaster. The specifics are lost to time, but we know the population was devastated by vicious storms, which brought floods and mudslides. Then, as they are wont to do, a dictator arose, taking advantage of the pain and suffering to wield absolute power. The people were despondent. The ruling class's own inadequacy provided the perfect distraction. As they lurched from one calamity to the next, the populace grew ever more apathetic. And when there were signs of rebellion, half the populace looked away, or sided against their own interests.
It was up to the Oracle to break this cycle. To break the system that had enslaved the people. So they had to act. They decided to.
I mean, okay, so if this is just a story, sorry. In the story, do we face the tyrant? Or, I mean, the story is also an analogy for what we should do going forward. Okay, that's not going to be unlocked. I'm still gonna go with it. Let's put faith in the people. Images float before my eyes. Speeches, learning, the forging of new systems.
The Oracle had faith in the people to dig themselves out. they pursued a path of knowledge, teaching the populace a different way to live. The foundations of new forms of government were built, curiosity reigned, and people studied the world around them. What's more, people shared their knowledge. They didn't secret it away or censor it. They taught one another. This gave them more power through the sum of that knowledge. They decided to... They decided to start again, thanks to the gift of prescience. The Oracle and a select few decided to begin a new cycle, outside of the old. They believed Athena had become unsalvageable. That they had to instead create the world they wanted to live in.
Okay, that's a shitty story. But it wasn't
the
enough.
Oxion civilization collapsed. After a few decades, all that was left were some musty books and ruins. The tyrant destroyed the rest. But the Oracle and their followers were safe. They found a corner of Athena to call home. A space where the tyrant's influence was weak. They created their own way of life and lived in peace.
Yeah, the way why I say the reason why I say this is a shitty story is if we translate it to the situation we are in now, it basically means it's hopeless, MK is won, and I guess in this current situation there's not a place on Athena where MK isn't in control or will be in control relatively soon, so basically everyone who's not okay with that has no other choice but to leave. That's not a good ending. The words stop, and I feel the rest of my breath leave my body. The crowd seems satisfied. It wasn't a happy ending, but neither was it entirely bad.
Great! So, what? This Oracle and their cultists just left the rest to hang?
Yeah, like I said, shitty story.
My thoughts precisely.
And they thought this tyrant would just let them be?
Should have fought the tyrant.
Let me guess. That didn't happen?
But wait. Change is a long-term process, right? You told me that.
Sure.
So how do you enact long-term change if there's no one around to, actually change things? That dictator guy, long gone. Consigned to the history books. How many people here have even heard of him?
No one raises their hand.
What if that's because of the seeds the Oracle planted? Planted on their own terms?
Thanks, Nora. Jade sighs and rubs her forehead. I'm expecting resistance, but when she looks up, there's a light in her eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you're right. So go on then. Which aspiration are you going to choose? Who becomes the heart?
I'm too tired for this right now. But it looks like the crowd isn't. The gathered people seem to have an opinion. Okay, so I could only choose. I could choose truth, bond, or of course, okay, that looks more going towards me being. You know what? I'm gonna go for that. It's not the ending I'm heading towards, but hey, why not? If I can't get the spread the power equally between all aspirations, I at least get something that's kind of presented like a true ending. I don't think it is. I actually think the one where you really spread out the power between all of them is the true one, but hey. The gathered crowd talks amongst themselves. They've heard the tales of the different aspirations, their traits, and what they stand for. After a while, there's an overriding favorite. Something new. I'm confused. They've heard the talk of new aspirations, and how there hasn't been an addition to their ranks in many ages. Perhaps it's time for a new aspiration to arise. Harmony. Me.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, I suppose. That's a huge vote of confidence. Misplaced, perhaps. But I could see that being a conclusion to the story.
Hey Gallup, welcome in. Can't believe I joined the title drop like this. You just have good timing, what can I say? How are you doing today? Also, we're about to finish up the second chapter out of 3 of the 5th act, so you're also pretty good in time for a final ending.
The Oracle, who became an aspiration. A melding of 2 worlds, and all that would mean.
The crowd likes this. There are even a few whoops of encouragement. Can I still play this? It feels like I could still play that. Love seeing the end to stories you've completely missed. Ain't that a mood? And with that, my story ends. Or it concludes, for now at least. Okay, I'm wondering about something, because it looked... Okay, listen. It looked like I would have still been able to play the Truth and the Bond node. And I'm wondering that if you get 3 crystals of all the aspirations here, if that is the way to get the ending that I wanted, where you divide the power between all aspirations. Because the hard screen, if you remember, is basically like a maze, and the more crystals you gather for each aspiration, the more it fills up from the center outwards. And I wonder if, to be able to choose a certain aspiration as the heart, you have to basically fill them up with crystals. And basically, in this chapter, you can give all of them a boost to get you over that threshold. Because all of these dialogue-like options, also with nodes, would have given us 15 extra crystals for each aspiration, provided we had gathered 3 crystals for each aspiration before in the chapter. And 15 is huge. Maybe that is the way to get that ending. Huh. Well, if I'm not getting it today, you sure as hell can count that I'll try to get it another time. Did I read that already? I'm gonna read it again. Or it concludes for now, at least. It's late. People are tired. They begin to drift back to the naiads to sleep. I hear my story repeated in different voices all across the beach, in discussions and debates, some arguments even. For me, it clarified things, like the decision I'll have to make. I stifle a yawn and make my excuses to the few who remain. All that can wait. Until tomorrow. Okay, again, another chapter. It's still very curious that I cannot access the heart screen anymore. Alright. This is going to be it. Act 5, Chapter 3. Give name to the nameless. The edges of fate. Today's the day. Birdsong streams into my room. I open my eyes to sunlight, morning, and immediately I'm overwhelmed by intrusive thoughts. The state of Athena, the aspirations, the choices I made. Laszlo. I push the thoughts aside as I heat the shower. The least I can do is approach the day feeling good about myself. Oh, the tents are gone. When I'm done, I head over to the main building. My thoughts are more ordered now, at least, but there's still a lot of them running through my head. I hear the warble of someone's private. A news report. Ursula's lawsuit against MK? The reason we've all been so on edge? It's been dismissed. Out of hand. I catch some fragment of the judgment. Insufficient this, inconclusive that. I'm already so overwhelmed by the weight of the world that it barely registers. So much has happened in such a short period. Even during the downtime, I still never really got a handle on it all. I look over to Russell's garden. Someone is tending to the plants there. I don't recognize them. The kitchen is full of people coming and going, just like it was in the old days. But now I hardly know any of the people here. It feels good to have the Naiad so busy, but I miss walking to the sound of Laszlo's coffee machine, to Nora's laugh. Waking, not walking. Sorry. Ursula isn't here either. This was where it all started, where I found the necklace and the new world that came with it. I take a deep breath, taking in the aromas of my childhood, now tinged with so much more than nostalgia. I sit. This is it then, the end of the story. Or at the very least, Oz. My options seem so overwhelming. Then I hear it, a hum, a buzz, a soft voice. The same voice that called me, that led me to the necklace over a month ago. But this isn't the necklace, it's below me. I can sense it now. I close my eyes and I'm back at the lake. This is real. Right below the Naiads. Makes sense. It explains why this place is so important to us all. And no one knows. No one but me. I have changed. I'm a different person. I feel charged with new energy. Renewed. Okay, I only can take this path. Holy Moses. Ah, okay, that's stepping away from harmony, haha. Alright. Oh boy. Oh boy, 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 boy. Alright. Expanded future. I need to see things more clearly, no matter what it takes. Whatever lies ahead, I can shake the feeling that I need more clarity, more control. And there's only one place I can find it. Once I thought this place might become a second home. Now it only reminds me of everything that's happened. There's still that deep feeling of history, however. There's still this deep feeling of history, however, as if merely existing here is trespassing a sacred ground. I suppose in a way it is.
Don't even know what I'm doing here.
Sure you do, Sprout.
I can't help but smile as Bliss walks curiously about the place.
The Orgrill. It's not enough. Not anymore.
And with all the egregor you've gathered up, you're gonna supercharge it.
I think so. It might allow me to change things, change the future, but how do I know this?
Part of every oracle is of reverie. Your subconscious is linked to us aspirations, and the sum total of our knowledge. Egregor is our source of power, just as it is the Orgrill's. But no one has ever risked exposing themselves to such an amount.
There's no disapproval in Truth's voice, just cold reality.
But will it work?
Yes, but not perhaps in the manner you expect. You will become one with time itself. Your presence on this plane will bend in ways even I cannot foresee.
Days will feel like seconds, months like hours, years like... well, you get the idea.
And back here? In reality? I don't want the others to worry.
To them, you will be present and absent. There, but not there.
Like a cat in a box.
Schrodinger's cat, yeah, and Schrodinger's box. Okay, it seems very... or sounds a lot like we're heading towards the... I make harmony, the new Heart of Reverie ending.
Remember what I told you way back when we met?
Try not to think about it too much.
I don't.
I concentrated and a pool of egregor shimmers under an unseen light before me. I know what I have to do. Before I can think twice, I take a deep breath and dive headfirst into the iridescent blue. I'm dead. I must be. I'm floating in the void, bereft of feeling. But no, I'm still here, alive. And I can feel the power I so desperately sought. I see places where I'm not, through the eyes of people I know. I see the world as if through compound eyes, each angle a new vision of reality. I see. Oh no, okay, yeah. That's, okay. Okay, so I've gathered so many glory crystals that I made it out of the ways. Okay, so that's what I thought. So if you truly want the ending where you split stuff between them. Okay, damn sweet, you haven't put this good in aeons. Time to put the heart in, right? That is not what I wanted. Okay, that's tricky though. Okay. But at least now I know. If I want to go for an ending where I make where I share the power between all of them, like I initially hoped I would, I have to fill in. Like I have to get a lot more crystals, basically. Alright. Nothing to do about it then. conditions, no aspiration is above the others. Ah! Can I now see the heart screen? No. Damn! So had I just collected a couple less glory crystals, probably. Ah, damn it. Or would that have been it? If I don't max out any aspirations, was I on a good track there? Oh, so many questions. Well. Damn it, that's so not what I wanted. That is so not what I wanted. Disappointing. I can feel someone calling me through the veil, willing to help me down this tortuous road. It's Glory. Fuck. I'm really disappointed with that. But it feels so easy to fill up Glory. You don't really need a lot of crystals for her. Suddenly her sanctuary fills my eyes. Am I here or am I simply here? I don't know. But by the look on her face...
Impressive party trick, darling.
Wait, what party trick?
You're here, but you're not. 2 places at once. And you reek of egregor. I'd be careful with that stuff, sweetie. It's rather... Moorish.
I had to know what lay ahead. The future.
You don't need to tell me, my dear. But now, down to business. You make me the heart of Reverie again, and I promise you one thing above all others. Mono Concern will pay. They'll pay. And from that price will come a world without them. A world that doesn't need them. A world rebuilt with self-interest in mind, but also self-preservation. Glorious, inside and out.
Yeah, I don't like that.
A world of luxury and comfort and as much fun as can be had.
When the choice comes, at least, I know what I'll get with this one in charge again. Oh! So I don't have to choose her after all.
And we'll paint this town red, my love.
Yeah, no, not doing it. Nope. Nope, absolutely not. Not happening. Nope. The voices fade and are replaced by images of places. Of Athena, my home. A young woman buys groceries from the store, waving to the owner as she leaves. As she walks away, she notices a camera scanning her face, the MK logo on its side. I see 2 teams of children playing football. The ball soars through the air, narrowly missing a drone. It flashes a message. The child has been fined. MK operatives will visit his parents soon. The fuck? I see a man at work on a computer, his fingers typing a dance across a keyboard. He writes a story about of a hero overcoming oppression of a villainous organization named Mono Concern. Every image I see, every flash of every reality, MK is there. I can feel the butterfly flapping its wings and the storm front changing course. I can feel it all. The images begin to fade, or rather, they are refocused. They all orbit a single location, the center of all the futures streaming out from this moment. The Naiads. This is the locus of all things. Riddle, Reverie, Alma, and MK. I feel my hands, or the sensation of forces I choose to call my hands, reach out. Begin to shepherd the futures. Shape them into a wave that will wash MK and its plans away. After recent events, I sense many eyes pointed towards these buildings. Executives unseen in the tower of glass and steel, see the naiads as the same focal point I do. But where I see the coming together of realities and futures, they see a refuge for troublemakers. Enemies of progress, worse even, socialists.
Got tailed again.
Tall guy. Red shoes.
With a shitty hairdo, yeah.
They're getting sloppy, which means they're worried. And a worried animal is a desperate animal.
Okay, so we either have Jade's arrest or MK's internal conflict. That sounds better. I reach out and shape the future I wish to bring about. It begins with Yana. At great personal risk, they return to their old workplace. They greet an old friend on their lunch break. They talk of life. I thought you were fired. I was, they reply. Bit by bit, inch by inch, a network is formed. Disgruntled workers, mistreated staff, those held captive by non-disclosure agreements and sponsored visas. Informants, whistleblowers, double agents. The information flows. I feel time accelerate before my eyes. I laugh as the world spools forward at high speed, little figures dancing like puppets. My laughter quickly fades. I see MK's reach expand. They recover quickly from the events of the last few weeks. Emboldened, out for blood. As he houses repossessed, families thrown out onto the streets. I see communities devastated by disappearances. I see police brutality. I see how it's ignored and covered up. I see the fake news and sensationalism. I see a fleet of drones blocking out the sun's rays. Eventually, MK grows bold enough to act more directly. Electricity, water, internet, they control it all. Only by their grace are neighborhoods heated, watered, connected. Now that privilege is revoked from those it deems a threat. Alma is severed from the network. All the networks. Cauterized like a rotten limb.
Okay, I checked. It's not just us. It's Alma. The whole neighborhood. No water, no power, nothing.
Wait, they can't do that. Can they do that?
Legally, no. They can't. Which means...
Which means they're no longer operating under the rule of law.
You had no aspiration above the others. If we had no aspiration above the others, we could play this silence, and that would unlock balance in Brittle. Oh, it was so close. I just should have avoided a couple power like glory crystals. Damn you! Ah. A few days after the shut-off, nothing has been done. There was dissent and outrage from the residents, but the media looked away and the police refused to intervene. MK grows in confidence.
Everyone's talking about it.
In your network?
Yeah, there's been a shift. The hardliners have performed a soft coup. Anyone in the upper echelons of management that opposed the shutoffs have been replaced.
Soon the official reasons come. An error in our land records, they claim. A long-standing oversight. The next day they claim the Naiads as their own. If only I could play this. You know what? Oh, I can't play these. Damn, am I sinking? Frag. The entire island of Athena feels the effects of MK's actions. Some more than others, and it caused problems for MK too. But the message came through loud and clear. MK is Athena. Without services, without networks, and without support, Alma starts to wither on the vine. Children go to bed cold and hungry. The adults fear for the future. Day after day, people rush to the beach en masse. The rolling waves have become the only way to stay clean and sanitary. A smell wafts through the streets. Decay. I don't like the way this is going. I so don't like where this is going. Yay! All is lost! Awesome! We're really getting this shitty timeline. Frick! Damn it. It's the oldest trick in the book. Create the problem, present the solution. Be the villain to become the hero. MK starts handing out vouchers, free accommodation, and hot showers, food and shelter. The people flock to these new poor houses. Some end up temporarily barracked in the very apartments they were evicted from. But even so, pro-MK sentiments grow bit by bit. Why? This is so illogical.
Another group of Prescients just left.
Shit.
Please don't tell me they...
There's a new temporary accommodation center over at the old cinema. Hot food, beds, heat.
Damn. Of all people, they should know better. They should have seen.
They do. They have. They don't care. Reducing the mouths we have to feed.
And I skipped something. They know we can provide. Maybe they thought they were doing us a favor. It's hard to look a gift horse in the mouth, and when it's the only thing standing between your children and starvation. The aspirations look over the situation with concern. Yes, I hate it as well. And it's so bitter knowing that all I would have needed to do is skip a few, like the last few glory crystals. Listen bond me to discuss the suffering. They embrace and talk for hours. Eventually they come together in agreement. They will send pleasant dreams to the population. Islands of calm amid the storm. A sense of peace falls across Alma. Taut and fragile, but there. People are still downtrodden, but at least now they awake each morning refreshed. Okay, whether or not it's a better choice to go for this option, People Dream of Revolt, I'm going for it because this is locked anyway, because I didn't enter Glory's Sanctuary with the help of Chaos, so. With the last vestiges of connection to Reverie, MK pushes back. Its new advertising campaign is ruthlessly effective, targeting those ground down by the constant unrest. Remember how easy life used to be, it says. Remember when things were good? It works, at first. But the campaign pushes power and chaos, the most unlikely of allies, to the breaking point. Together, they sent the people visions of chaotic freedom, enforced and created through strength. Endure, adapt, survive. I like that better. Aspirations keep fanning the flames of revolt, you know what? The aspiration will continue to observe the situation with growing concern. Eventually, something snaps. Perhaps it was the rationing of water and the cancellation of the regular aid shipments. Or the police raid gone wrong, the body bags stacked in the street. Either way, the aspirations of Reverie chose to act together. When night falls, the population dreams of nothing but revolt. Justice achieved at the end of an improvised taunt. Tabletops fashioned into into riot shields. Overthrow. Revolt. Resist. The tide is turning against the people. Whether through fear of suffering or both, MK remains ahead. Their stocks, recently at an all-time low, rally. Investor meetings end with smiles and handshakes. Alma remains off-net. No journalists visit, no stories are posted. Feelings of hope and determination fade. The world appears to move on. Glimmers of hope, let's go. Just as the final glimmer of hope appears to smother and die, a cinder catches. A newborn glow of possibility pulses faintly in the dark. Fragile, vulnerable, but there. Did I do this? Did I inspire this catastrophe? Was it the aspirations working as they promised? Or was it the simplest explanation? Pure dumb luck. Okay, I should have checked the paths. I'm dumb. Okay, no, I couldn't have done this. Yeah, I couldn't. Okay, but... So I can play this, but it won't help me anything. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so by going this path here, people dream of a world. I've unlocked this, Shaking MK. But I can't play it because I don't have the matching crystals, because I only get a crystal from having one aspiration down here. Be at the top. Like, I'm maxed out. The only one I have is Glory. So I have to play this, but I can't get MK out of business. Because I couldn't play this. And I couldn't play this because for this node to be playable, I would have had to pick the path where Chaos helps me enter Glorious Sanctuary. I didn't have that. So there was no way of me pursuing that and getting it. That sucks! Oh my god, this is really the worst timeline. The news comes like lightning from a clear sky. The words splashed across every tabloid on the island. Mono-concerned CEO resigns. Alma reacts with silence. Hope is a dangerous thing. And most advise caution. Meanwhile, details begin to leak. A thumb drive was sent to an outlet with anti-MK leanings and a note alongside it. From the concerned citizens of Tina. Yana smiles a little wider over the next 2 days. The contents of the drive itself are never made public, but rumors abound. A video of the CEO, acts performed, laws broken. A few days later, a body is found washed up on the beach, on the far side of the island. Dumped or pushed, no one will ever know. Don't tell me it's Yana. New tomorrow? Across Athena, the air clears. Breaths are drawn of relief and sadness both. The skies are clear, the streets free of security personnel. For a while there's joy. But parties puncture the night silence, cries of happiness and passion and tears over those who were lost. Jade and Nora confess their love. Ursula sits alone with 2 glasses. She taps her drink against the other and thinks of the man she has lost. Omar takes stock, totting up the precise number of priceless manuscripts destroyed by needless discord. Yana is Yana. Okay, not dead. What body was washed up then? CEOs? They party and plan, never stopping for rest. Probably the CEOs, right? But then reality returns. MK is, for all intents and purposes, gone! Okay, so not absolute horrible ending. So what happens next? MK being gone won't solve every problem. The news is bad.
I'm serious. There's nothing left.
Oh no.
There must be something. Don't supermarkets have I don't know, reserve stock or something?
No, definitely not. That's what the supply chain is for. You know, the supply chain that just collapsed.
Oh shit. Okay, maybe not a happy ending after all. Food, energy, organized shelter. MK left a gaping hole at the center of Athena, and until something, government, charities, NGOs, arrive to fill it, there's not much left. Okay, I have to play this because truth opened the path to chaos's maze for me. God, that was ages ago that we made these decisions. But I guess it makes sense for the end. Oh, we're so okay, we're very close to the end. That basically decisions from all the past acts and chapters are reflected here. For the people, by the people. At least I like the sound of that. The loss of MK feels like a weight lifting from the shoulders of every inhabitant of the island. The loss of control feels beneficial somehow, freeing. Everyone pulls toward the same goal without thinking about ego. There are meetings where everyone's opinion is treated as sacrosanct. Everyone gets to say their piece. And from consensus, the future of Athena is drawn. Yeah, it's not like I can play it. I could only play this one, fixing old structures, because that's what I have the crystal for. I have only the glory crystals. But I probably needed to unlock it. I probably need this left one. And I couldn't get that. This is so messy. Yeah, since it doesn't really matter what I play here anyway. So many mistakes were made by the ruling elite. It is decided there's nothing to salvage from the old ways. Athena society must be rebuilt from the ground up. The first decree is the banning of overt capitalistic practices. Yay! Trade is allowed, but profiteering and greed are cast as social ills. Even discussing them in public is seen as gauche, unpleasant. Athena heals. Time passes. The months roll by, one after another. Wounds heal, but scars remain. Everyone on Athena bears them now, no matter their former allegiances. But there's laughter on the streets again. Simple pleasures are had without fear or guilt. There's growth. New opportunities. Capitalism will always seek profit. News travel abroad about recent events on Athena. Now a flock of investors is looking into funding new structures, systems, and infrastructure on the island. New opportunities arise all across Athena in a flurry of activity.
They opened a new store. Did you see?
The one sponsored by the car company? Yeah. We need to be careful. We can't afford to backslide into oppression just because they flash us a golden smile.
True. They've got great bomba, though.
Well... Oh, shit.
Oh, the only thing I can do is play this. Use some of MK's research. Not all of MK's work or research constitutes a crime against humanity. Some of what the company did can be salvaged. The work is redirected with considerable input from a great many parties. People in Athena decide to build upon it, but make sure it won't overstep its bounds. The artist, formerly known as Monoconcern, is dead. Something new takes its place. Just confused why Monoconcern is called an artist here. Something new takes its place. A collective of researchers and engineers and administrators. As the group begins to facilitate noticeable policy changes, removing MK's draconian influence over society, some former employees return. Yana is among the first. They weren't yet a senior in their role before MK laid them off. Their experience and support of anti-MK efforts make them a trustworthy public figure. Monoconcern has been undone, and its successor works to repair Athena. A new cycle begins. The time has come. Something has changed. The wind rising from the sea carries hopes and dreams in its ephemeral currents, soothing Alma's scars. In Reverie, the air is warm, the red sky shivering as if in anticipation. Every passing moment is punctuated by the echoes of a steady heartbeat. For the first time in what feels like aeons, I take a breath.
It worked. I made...
You saw the many-faceted future and made it your own.
With heavy limitations. They're here. All of them. Is this real?
You are here. With us. Together. We are real.
Quite the experiment back there. I don't even think I'd have dared do something as batshit as that.
Thanks, I take that as a
But
compliment.
it worked, didn't it? Look at what she did.
She risked destroying the fabric of reality itself to shape fate to her will.
Is Power proud of me for being reckless?
I am impressed, Harmony.
And now? What happens now?
Now, honey, it's showtime.
Please tell me I don't have to put Gloria as the heart again. It just feels so redundant. Time has come to make my final choice. No more delays, no more indecision. The new heart awaits. I don't have a choice. I hate this. Game, you've lied to me again. I don't have a choice. I can only pick this. Oh, this is so not what I wanted. This run feels so wasted now. It feels like I invested 10 hours into this run, going for a specific goal and then messing it up just because I gathered, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 glory crystals too many. Ugh. Like, honestly, this feels like the worst outcome for me. If I had to put any aspiration in power, Like, Glory would have been my absolute last choice. Why would I put the one in power who got us into this mess? In a flash of light, Glory stands beside me outside of Mola Concern's empty headquarters. The lights are off, the skyscraper is getting is a glittering void.
The world is full of possibilities without them here.
They were downright shameless hogging the spotlight like that. Things will be different this time, Harmony.
No, they won't.
A Gregor won't be a weapon. The mistakes of the past will be forgotten.
You shouldn't forget your mistakes, you should learn from them. This is the worst.
No, not forgotten. Or people will make the same mistakes again.
Yes. This is especially bitter if we have to put her again. What's saying that another corporation doesn't come up in 100 years and Glory makes the same fucking mistake again?
They'll be known for what they are. Mistakes. Nothing glorious about it.
Uh-huh. Like, it fucks me up that I can't even put myself in there.
Yes. Yes, you're right, of course. And the rest? Well, it'll be a whole new world of potential, my dear. A rocket into the night sky of ambition and glamour.
Blech.
The curtain's almost up, Harmony. Our show is starting.
Again, I hate it. I guess that's the end I got. Damn it. I mean, that's the only good thing, that if I don't put...
They didn't like that. Not one bit.
Yeah, I don't wanted to say that's the only good thing, that since I basically got Polly and Yana together in this playthrough, and I didn't make Harmony the Heart of Reverie, at least they can stay together and be a couple. At least that's something good that came out of this.
To be honest, I don't think any of them saw it coming. Not even Truth.
Yeah, because putting you as the heart again is absolute batshit bullshit shit.
Glory reinstated. No. That can't be right.
Yeah, it's not right. And if I had known that I was too close to gaining enough crystals to reinstate you, I wouldn't have done that.
And yet, here we are.
I'm gonna throw up in a second.
I'm biased, of course. But I think you made the right call.
No, I made the worst possible call.
With the state the world was in, unfettered progress was just the ticket.
Shut the fuck up.
And this time? Well, this time I can do the job properly.
I hate you.
And look where I've taken us.
Get the hell
Markets at an all-time high. Promotions and wealth for everyone.
I'm actually getting sick right now.
The old Oxyon culture shared with the world. For a modest entrance fee, of course.
I'm starting to cry. You're making...
I looked across the divide and saw one of those... what do you call them? Trivids. Talking about the quality of life.
Truly more of the same sounds great, yeah.
Highest on record, apparently. Although, it was terrible what happened to the old MK board, wasn't it? A plane crash into an Arctic wasteland. What are the chances of that, I wonder? A shame the survivors had to resort to such an extreme diet to survive. And then died anyway.
Okay, so you made them die a horrible death, and that's supposed to make me feel better, or what?
And now little Yana is head of urban development. Carbon offsets, social responsibility programs. The brand's never been stronger. Nor have the profits. More importantly, we're rebuilding the world. A better world. One where opportunities abound. I know your mother didn't approve of you choosing me.
I don't approve of me choosing you.
Look, I'm sure she didn't mean all those things she said. Most of them. But she'll come back. Eventually. And in the meantime, you sit at the right hand of power. Your influence has never been stronger, darling. Embrace it. Enjoy it. It's your turn in the spotlight.
I'm sick of this.
You've earned it.
Can this just be over? Thanks. Horrible ending. Absolutely horrible ending. I'm so bummed. Especially since I would have to look exactly like how many glory crystals I had there at the end. And like basically how many you need to be forced to reinstate glory. But it was probably 1 or 2 too many. So probably like one different. Like, I would have to go back and check how many glory crystals I got from spending the night with Yana. Because I'm pretty much that was probably the decision that pushed me over the edge. So if I hadn't been the hopeless romantic I am, I would have been like, yeah, I really want to get these guys together. Let's go for it, even if it gets me a couple more glory crystals, which I don't really need. That probably would have given me the opportunity to get the ending I actually want. Fuck this. I mean, in a sense, I guess it also makes sense in a way that if you basically make that choice and really get that relationship going, that you are then pretty much or very likely locked out of an ending that basically has Yana and Polly torn apart again. But still, that's such a disappointment. Fuck it. Didn't know the Fall of Reverie implied a circular story. Yeah. I mean, overall, I really enjoyed the game. I'm just so bummed by this ending, though. I'm especially bummed because I couldn't access the hard screen for a decent amount of time. So I tried to go from memory how many crystals I had in each, but still, I feel like glory is the easiest to get because you really don't need a lot. But yeah, I'm definitely playing more rounds. I'm also planning on recording them. So I'll definitely play one round where I make as many different choices, like polar opposites to the ones I made this round, just to see where that lands me. And then I want to play a round where I embrace chaos, because I know there's also an achievement for establishing chaos as the new heart. And fully embrace that. And yeah, if I don't get it from the second playthrough where I make polar opposite choices, the ending where basically no aspiration is maxed out and I can spread the power between them, then I will make a separate run going for that ending and the achievement. But yeah, I'm trying to get over the disappointment of that ending, and I have to say, overall, I really like the game and I like the story. Of course, it's just one version of the story of all the different paths you can take and the choices you can make. The voice acting throughout was really good. The art is amazingly beautiful. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I like the writing of I like the writing, I like the characters. Like I don't generally as a character I don't mind Gloria. I just didn't want to reinstate her as the heart again. This is what got us into this mess. It just feels so stupid. Really the worst possible ending for me. But then again, maybe actually instating chaos as the heart is the worst possible ending, because then everything really goes to shit. Who knows? But yeah. I guess while credits continue to roll, all that's really left for me to say, unless I get any more meaningful thoughts, is to thank everyone who was here throughout this journey and followed it along. I hope you enjoyed your time. I know we had at least a couple funny and interesting conversations and had a few funny moments that we all enjoyed. Yeah. I'm just trying to think back on it. I did put some thought on it the last week or so. Looking back at the old the recordings from previous streams. Looking a bit at the way the story was structured, what happens in which act. I would have to look up the specifics, but from what I remember and basically what I observed, the story is structured very much like a very classic hero's journey, which I guess makes this ending even more dissatisfying, because it feels like we learned nothing and there was no development. I mean, even if you make the argument that Glory has changed, or in a sense, or basically Glory has seen where they made a mistake in the past, trusting MK to that extent and letting the situation get out of hand, and they will be more cautious in the future. Still, the question is, how much can they basically get out of their skin, you know? Like how much change are they really capable? And I just fear if they stay the heart, they will be in the future. Like we've just had it in this act, in the 5th act. The story doesn't really end just because the game ends. Like in this world, in this hypothetical world, time moves on and things move on. And just because a continued story is not part of the game doesn't mean it wouldn't happen, or it can't happen. And I just feel like if the story would continue, like eventually a very similar situation would arise. Maybe not in a few years, maybe it would take a century, but sooner or later I'm pretty certain it would happen. And all that's left is, I guess, to hope that the next Oracle will make better choices than I did. Yeah, and I keep coming back that it feels extremely dissatisfying. And it really feels like I've wasted, I don't know, 15 hours of my life or like I carefully curated this playthrough for a long time towards a specific goal, and then just it really feels like it was one bad decision and it all went down the drain. But overall, I mean, I started this playthrough saying this is my first Don't Nod game, like from the studio Don't Nod, and this is self-published by them as well. And they are a studio who are praised above anything else for their stories and their storytelling and their writing. I have to say, I took specific note of the writing and the storytelling. I really liked it. I think it was well done, given the complexity of the story, and it does get quite complex. And like I said, the dialogue I felt often was very well written. It felt very authentic in a way, so like humans would really talk like that, and like the characters would really say these things. But it wasn't like you had a character who was suddenly talking in a way where you go like, what that goes talking in that way, or phrasing things that way, or saying that goes completely against the way they've been. Or maybe I had that once. I think I had that once where I was like, why would that person say that? Seems a little illogical, but other than that, it was. I'm not sure. I remember now briefly I had a thought like that, but I'm not sure. Maybe. Yeah, I think I had that at one point, thinking back on it. Okay, so for the most part, it felt very authentic, except for apparently one occasion. Yeah, I already said voice acting was great, art is great, music is great. Yeah, but now that horrible ending will sit for me forever. But I guess I have to start a new playthrough soon, like as soon as possible, to get that out of my palette. But yeah, thanks again to everyone who watched this and watched so long. I hope you enjoyed your time. And yeah, if you're interested in alternative paths, I plan on recording the other playthroughs I do off stream and then post them on YouTube. So if you're interested in watching these, have a look out for them. They might either they are already out, or they might come in the future sometime. So yeah, have a great day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see you with the next game. Bye. Damn it! Yeah. Alright. Big disappointment. I'm really... This is a real downer now. Alright. Just taking on the achievements. Like, it doesn't really matter what aspiration you put for the achievements. You just have one for placing a new heart. But I do think there was a specific one for chaos. I believe that was a specific one. Let me check. No, there's one for there's one for making harmony the new heart of Reverie. Okay. Well, I don't really have much to chat about. It really sits in my stomach like a stone. And I'm hungry and it's time for dinner. But this did take longer than I anticipated. We've almost been here for 3 hours, 2 hours 45 minutes almost. So the 5th act was definitely longer than I thought. But yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks Catilla, Rosie, and Gareth, and everyone else who lurked and watches this later either on Twitch or YouTube. I appreciate you all being here. I hope you had a good time, and yeah, if you are just as upset by its ending as I am, again, the hint for you, I will record other playthroughs and post them on YouTube, so you can see there if there's other endings that are more favorable, and maybe I get the ending where like I find balance and can make harmony the heart of reverie. This feels like the true ending. Thanks, Caleb. I will enjoy food. You also enjoy the rest of your day, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it is for you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope I see you again soon. Bye.